So when you first start, I'm gonna see if I can find a old chart actually. So at the very beginning, you have to get locate fees. They're gonna have different prices, and they're usually like, you know, 1 penny per share or like 2 cents per share, at like with a good broker. They can go up to like 6 or 7 cents per share. So like if you're trading with 100 shares, it's not a big deal. It's like $7. But you have to think about that like in a risk way, because whatever the sense is, for every share you're putting on extra percentage of risk, and so you got to calculate it into whatever your risk is. But um once you get the locates, then essentially you're literally going to be, when you short, you are you're selling first, and then you're looking to buy second. So I'm gonna pull up one of my buddy's charts real fast. Open the browser. Can you see that?
Nope.
Oh, I'm not sharing. I'm fucking retarded. Jesus Christ. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm like way too freaking tired. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So these red arrows mean selling. So he saw the selling pressure up in here. He already had his whole dollar and half dollar number, $3. So he sold first, right? He didn't buy anything back because it didn't hit his targets yet, but then that green arrow means he bought. He he's in pre-market, so he has to do like a little hotkey hack that he does. So like how he does it is, it makes him short first, and then he buys everything back. But anyways, when it comes up here, he saw this thing slam back down again, right? Like the thing that I told you about dunking your friend under the thing. This thing shoots up to 307, and then all of a sudden slams back down. The second it slams back down on the bid, you want to see $3 hit the bid, and then you start seeing all the shares going away. This like literally a second before you see threes go under, you slam the bid, you short it. Like I said at the very beginning, with 100 shares, right? This thing goes down, and then he buys whatever 50% of it down here at 260, right? Like I said, if you're short with 100 shares, that's okay. So he just made $20. He made 50 cents for every penny it went down. And now he lowers his stop from up here at the high to the low. And now, okay, he made $20. Like I said, with 100 shares, you're not going to make any money. That's why it doesn't matter about the money at the very beginning. But like another easy way to look at that is 1,000 shares. You short 1,000 shares right there, it goes down. You just made $200 in like 5 fucking minutes. Awesome. Like I said, you start scaling up to 10,000 shares. Okay, now you just made 2 grand quick. I know a lot of people that use a ungodly amount of shares, like the last guy that I had on my podcast yesterday. That dude, man, like he'll make $20,000 in one day. I mean, just think about the kind of size that fucking dude uses. But anyways, the whole process behind it is, well, the process. You have to you're going to short sell the stock. I know that you can do like a short sell in real estate. I don't understand how you do short sells in real estate, or at least I've heard the term. I don't know exactly how you do it, but you can do the same thing in the stock market. Like it's really funny when like for instance, like options, right? Like when I was looking to buy my grandpa's place, and I was going to do like a lease to own with the option to buy. That's just this
hmm
is the same. This is the same thing as a freaking option in the stock market. Like really, the real estate market and the stock market are like almost identical. So like it's just you have to sell high and buy low. It's the inverse of actually buying a stock. You want to buy low and sell high. You're literally doing the exact same thing, just in reverse. And the reason you do that is because in small caps, the way the name of the game works, these things jump, spike it up. Then there's a bunch of rooms out there that have thousands and thousands of members, and they tell them, hey, buy the breakout of this because this is going to be the next Tesla. And that was how I got started uh in trading stocks. This stock gapped up and it was called Berg. And I had no idea what the news was or anything. It was this company that made fake meat. It was a
Mm.
one of those vegetable companies or whatever that
Yeah.
made a delicious steak or whatever. And this dude, I remember he's telling us that, hey guys, this is the perfect one because the second that this thing pops over $3, your guys' margin kicks in. Any stock that trades over $3, your margin goes from like nothing to 10 times the margin. So if you have a $1,500 account, you 10x that shit. And if you buy, which she gave you a hotkey to buy with 95% buying power, you're literally like a sheep in the slaughter. And so like exactly, actually 100 fucking percent. This is exactly what got me into the stock market. Is this shit? This is what happened to me on the very first day, the very first legit trade I ever traded. I bought where he sold at right there, and how he just made money. I lost my $1,500 in like 30 seconds. It is a much worse drop than this because it was literally this
You
candle.
went long.
I went long. Yeah, I bought. And but that's what I was saying. People bitch and moan about market makers, algos, pumpers, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, dude, it's the game, man. It's how it's played. And you need those guys because that's what adds liquidity to the market to make money. And so where he made money, there's a lot of people that lost money on this. And it's just, I don't know, you either go through all the bullshit to actually get to a point where you can start capitalizing on it and making money and being like the smart guys, or you fall off and you never get there. And I don't know, you add money to like my buddy yesterday. That dude made $75,000 in 1 month. A lot of people lost a lot of money and it went straight into his pocket. Now you just need to learn the name of the game and start figuring out how they rig people, how these stock, and it's going to change all the time. Like for instance, I have a setup that's called Pop and Fell at Pre-Market High. When I first started, dude, I made more money off of that one setup than I honestly, I still probably have made more money off of that setup than I have off of any of the setups. It doesn't work very well now. And I don't tell people to trade that because if you don't know what the hell you're looking for, it can be a really, really bad trade for beginners. That's why I always say gap and crap. It's the easiest thing because this thing already finds its ceiling. There's people. So imagine if I didn't if the broker didn't kick me out of my position, right? I bought in at $3. Well, this thing goes down and I'm holding it, right? You have to think about the psychology of the people that you're that's what the stock market is, dude. It's literally nothing but emotion. You have to think about the psychology of people, right? Imagine okay, take real estate. You're a real estate guy. All right. Well, how many fucking retards are buying in at the top of the fucking market? Well, what happens to those guys that go in on, I saw some bullshit that you can buy a house with like 0% down, or like those guys that buy into the house and they throw 3.5% down and they walk in and then the housing market crashes and now they're fucking underwater thousands of dollars. But what happens to those guys? They have to leave, they have to move. They end up selling at the bottom. Well, the guys that are gonna actually make the money, they're not buying at the top. If they are buying at the top, it's because they're buying, like the Burr strategy or like flips or like you have to learn how the market changes and what to be playing at what time and all that kind of stuff. And you know, gap and crap is one of those things that it is always gonna fucking work. Well, unless we
Yeah.
have another COVID. If we have another COVID, that was crazy because everybody had those $1,200 fucking checks, and Trump came in and was like, "Hey guys, invest in the stock market," and everybody was
Yeah.
like, "All right." And my ass got ran over on that, but it was a good learning lesson though. And so you start learning little pieces about this thing, but you're doing it right by just doing the trades. Once you start trading and actually doing stuff, just start sending me your charts. And like I said, I'll be able to uh help you out a lot. And then yeah, we'll just go from there. But like
Sounds
I
good,
said,
man.
just be trading with the 100 shares. It's gonna be the Alt Q and Alt one on your DOS. Make sure that you click on the montage. And then yeah, dude, just give it a go and then, start screen taking a screenshot, send me that stuff, and then kind of go from there.
You said it's Alt Q.
Yeah, Alt Q and Alt 1. Alt Q, I'm pretty sure how I had it set up is because if you think about how the stock market is, the bid is the bottom and the ask is the top. So what I did was I did Alt QWERT, and then I did Alt 1 through 6. I think Alt Y is like it's like my A plus is like the max size that I was using, or I set my son up for when he was doing the DOS trader.
Yeah,
And
where honestly this may be so I'm looking at whatever however you had it set up. Where are you even going to find these
hotkeys,
different
it should be under setups.
I see the hotkeys. What about like if you were just like, hey, I just want to type in a ticker, like a symbol.
Okay, so that's gonna be on the montage. So that's the big like gray block in should be on the bottom, like in the right side of your screen. And then
Okay.
you click on it, and you type in, like I said, TSLA, and Tesla will pop up. And then
Okay. Yeah,
and
okay, I
then
got that.
when I don't know if it should be printing some stuff right now. You should have a live feed. It might not be going through very much, but you can see the bid and the ask. Uh,
Hmm.
I doubt anything's really going through. But when the market opens, that's what you use, and it should connect to all the other charts. There's, like I said, the 1 minute is for like timing. I use the 5 minute and the hourly to kind of gauge where sellers are coming in. Like for instance, for me, right? On this stuff, this is I don't want to watch the 1 minute on this shit. Like this is just stupid watching that. So like for me, okay, well what's the hourly look like? Oops. So for me, I wouldn't have even been watching this stock until motherfucker right there. Why? Because there's all these long wicks. Somebody's selling a shit ton of shares right in there. The volume's way higher on this hourly thing. I want to see high volume with a high wick like that. And this is going to get a little bit more advanced, but like what I like to do is I like to see exactly what this did. This thing broke over this, but it has much lower volume. The second it breaks over that and goes underneath the high of this candle, everybody that bought here is fucked. Those guys are all underwater. I want that because that makes me money. And so, like I'm not gonna have a yeah, I would do that. 13-cent risk. I don't give a shit. Yeah, 13 cents. Absolutely, dude. I would have fucking went balls in right fucking here. 13 cents. I mean, like when this thing starts bouncing from this level, because you want to think of it's literally all support and resistance, right? It's like my house. Like I explained. I have 2 stories, right? You walk in, when you walk in, the ceiling is, that's it's blocking you off. But the second you walk up the stairs, now that it comes becomes the floor. It's my sport, right? So this thing
Hmm.
just blew through this level up above here, right? Sold off. Okay, it's rejecting here. It just blew through here. Now it changes. They're on the second level. They're not on the first level anymore. They're on the second level. So I have to expect that it's going to use this as support. What I'm looking for is for this thing to start having a pullback. And the second I start seeing this thing forming a doji or a wick on the bottom, dude, I would have covered here. So what is that? $3 from three. So say 1,000 shares or say 100 shares, just to make it nice and easy. Okay, you made $30. Okay, there you go. Like you made $30. Yeah, that's not a lot of money, but you do that 5 times a week. That's $150. That's $600 a month. Extra money playing a fucking video game, basically, essentially. And if people think about it like that, dude, little money can add up really, 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 really fast. And I'm actually gonna get like I found this thing on Amazon where it talks about that, and people just have this unrealistic expectation because you see all these guys that are, driving Lamborghinis in these mansions with all these stupid hot ass chicks walk around in bikinis and shit, and they're like, dude, I want that. And it's like, yeah, dude, that's not
Yeah.
real. And like every successful dude that I actually know, that's not their life at all. They're not flashy, they're not showboaty. It's just, whatever. Anyways, I go off on tangents, my bad.
No, no, I'm with you.